40inbox.com, and we're going to be reacting to this TikTok called How to Retire a Millionaire by, again, Erica Kohlberg. And it's a very interesting thing, and we're also going to go over, like, literally why. So, how to retire a millionaire.
How to retire a millionaire.
If you're 18 to 27 and live in the US, first step is to open a Roth IRA. Go to Vanguard.com, click Open Your IRA today, click Start Your New Account, Retirement, Roth IRA, and you've got this part. Step 2, we're going to transfer money in. You can transfer as little or as much as you want up to the limits, but if you want to become a millionaire, here's what you'll need to do. If you're 18, you're going to put in $222 per month, and that'll get you to $1 million at retirement. If you're 27, you'll put in $472 per month, and that'll get you to the $1 million mark at retirement. When you pull that million out, that's all tax-free. Step 3, this one people forget. You actually now have to invest it. And follow me, we're going to cover the best stocks and ETFs to invest in.
How to retire a millionaire.
Okay, so obviously she did her own little spreadsheet to calculate this stuff, which, props to her. Or you could just go to www.investor.gov, which they have this compounding calculator, right? Which is a pretty interesting thing. So, the compound interest calculator determine how much your money can grow using the power of compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. So, the initial investment, because this is the Roth IRA, $6,000 is your initial investment, right? Your monthly contribution, $300. Now, why would I put $300 right here? It's because that is about the average car payment that people have per month, which is crazy when you think about it. So the length of time in years that you plan to do this, 40 years, so, whether you're 18, 20, etc., right? The estimated interest rate, 8%. The variance in the interest rate is about 2% because we're basically basing this kind of off the SPY ETF or index fund, whichever you want to label it as, and it's basically compounded annually. So the results are in 40 years, you will have $1,062,950.60, right? Like, this is how powerful compound interest is. Yeah, at the very beginning, it's not that big of a deal, right? But basically every 10 years, it's practically going to double, which is crazy. Like, it's just absolutely insane. So look, show table right here. So let's see. Year 1, like after the first year, 10,000. After year 10, 65,000. Year 20, 192,000. Year 30, nearly 470,000. Year 40, over 1 million. Like, that's the crazy thing about this, right? And like, this is the problem that I see a lot of times, right? Because a lot of people want to get rich super fast, which, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get rich super fast. But this literally shows how anyone could technically become a tax-free millionaire without doing anything fancy, without doing anything complicated. This is why you could have plumbers be a millionaire when they're retired. This is why you could have teachers being a millionaire when they retire. This is why you can have a cop who retires a millionaire. This is why you could be a construction worker and retire a millionaire. And the biggest part about this is that you need to be debt free. You need to be debt free, not have a car payment, not have massive monthly credit card bills that you pay per month, so that you could put that money into investments that will do this for you, right? If you knew that you could literally guarantee to be a millionaire and all you had to do is just automate it, why wouldn't you do that? Right? Instead of buying a box that you are going to beat up year after year after year, trying to impress people that don't care about you and don't care about what you drive, right? Like, that's the reality. Because You got to really ask yourself with this whole situation, would you rather drive, well, would you rather have a nicer box to burn down to the ground or have millions of dollars in the bank account when you retire? And you don't have to necessarily worry about how you're going to be taken care of in your old age and all that kind of stuff, right? Because you can literally just automate all of this, right? Because if you just put that initial investment of the $6,000 and you just automatically every single month just put $300 per month into an investment like SPY. Now, again, it doesn't have to be SPY. It could be anything, like any sort of index fund that follows the S&P 500, because that roughly averages about 8% that we put there per year. Anyone can do this. Like that's the crazy thing about this. Like there's so many people who do like this get rich quick type of like scammy type of like advertisements on like, oh, do this and you can become a millionaire. Do this and you can become a millionaire. But the reality is anyone can literally do this and become a millionaire by the time that they retire without any like, crazy thing that they got to figure out. You just literally automatically invest your money every single month into an index fund that tracks the S&P 500 and you're good. Or you could just do a mutual fund that does the exact same thing and you're good. And you just got to automatically do that and you're good. And you don't got to think about anything at all, right? Like imagine if you were to set something up like this for like your kid when they get born. Do you realize how rich they will be when they're like middle age or like a like young adult? Like they could have so much money without really having to do anything. You could be very wealthy without really doing anything, right? Another way to really look at it, this is why there's like this comment about like, oh, drinking Starbucks every day will stop you from being a millionaire. This is why, right? Because this is basically the equivalent of getting a expensive Starbucks drink and a cookie every single day. Okay? If you were to just cut that out, you could become a millionaire. Like that's how crazy it actually is. So once you like reverse engineer this, the more money that you could actually put per month towards your retirement would actually be way crazier, right? Because this is basically, again, like a Starbucks coffee and a cookie every single day, right? So let's just double this $600 per month. What's going to happen? Okay. Now you have $1,995,554.06. Isn't that crazy? Now imagine if you were to actually able to put even more money to this. Let's put $1,000 per month. $3,229,025.35. Okay, so you are a multi-millionaire tax-free in retirement. Okay? Now let's actually even do this because I recently covered a article about this diabetes drug that is supposedly very good with losing weight, but its monthly cost is $1,300 per month. So if you had like didn't have to rely on that, instead of spending money on getting, less weight, now you're over $4 million in retirement, tax free. Again, this is tax free, okay? Meaning, oh, the government lays their hands off of this money, so you get to keep it, right? Like, isn't this crazy when you were to really think about this? And then you also got to wonder too, right? Say you're someone who's making like six figures a year after tax, right? How much money could you put towards your monthly contribution, right? So let's say that you're making, I don't know, like 8,000 something per month to get that six figure per year mark. Let's just say We put 3,000 towards your retirement per month. You'd almost be a deca millionaire by the time that you retire. And if you were to actually get above the 8%, look at this. You'd actually have 16,204,887.54. That's if you were to get the 10% on average, right? Per year. Isn't that crazy? Like, that is so crazy. And this is what people need to really understand. Like, personal finance is not complicated. All you got to do is basically earn more than you spend or spend less than you make, live within your means, and just automate your investments so that you don't have to really think about it and you're good. Just keep it simple and you're good. You don't have to complicate it, right? That's why we push that you need to get out of debt so that you can simplify your life to such a degree that you don't got to worry about paying your credit card bills. You don't got to worry about paying a car payment. You don't got to worry about making your payment every single month because if you don't, you're screwed, right? This is just something where you could just automate it and live your life and not really care, right? Which is why we push so hard in getting out of debt so that you could just do this and not even care about it. So if you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, go to 40inbox.com. But this is why it is very important to have no debt so that all the money that you would have spent on debt could literally go towards your future like this. Like, it's absolutely correct. Like, because if you did not have debt, you could basically guarantee that you'd be a millionaire. Like, that's how crazy that actually is.